Alright guys, you've seen step one. Step one, when you start approaching retreat on your horse, a lot of people, you rub them on the forehead. With these wild horses, I find that they get to the point when you walk right up, they'll put it in there and they're not okay with everything else. So step two, I get into the safe position around the side of the horse and I start just guide the horse. A lot of times if you start with a touch to the forehead, when you get around the side, the horse will bend and touch. So what we'll do now is the ground tying. I'm working on that along with this. So I leave, I've got an 18-foot rope. I keep lots of slack. This time we're just going to ground tie the horse. We're going to drop it. We're going to see if we can get up there. If he runs off, no biggie. We'll just put him back to work. But people always ask, well, how do you get them to ground tie? How do you get them to halter so well? You need to start this right from the start. The target training with the hand on the forehead, that's part of everything I do with the horse all day long. I might be walking by, I'll go in and stand in that position. Some people call it a nesting position, just safe position by the shoulder, and I'll reinforce if I got to, but I'll hold a hand out and I expect the horse to touch. But this horse will get haltered thousands of times between now and the show. If you are skipping your haltering because you're scared of it. And another thing, guys, I leave the rope halter on when I'm halter breaking. Get a rope halter and a lead put on. Make it easy on yourself. Let's check out some ground time. Let's see how we're doing only 3 hours in. So normally I wouldn't let him have that step. He'd go to work, but we're going to let him have it. So that quite obviously needs some more work. As the days go on, we will not allow the steps. If he takes a step, he'll go to work, do some lunging, he'll come back. But pretty good, so let's keep doing it. I want this horse to put this halter on. I don't want to put the halter on. All right, we're getting some halter and ground tied. What we'll do next is we're ready to start tying Dudley. I start my horses tying really fast. If a horse does something 3 times, they've learned it. So if your horse is dragging you around all over the place, they're learning to drag you around. So right from the start, we'll put old Dudley, we'll get him, I get him kind of to this point. He's still, I can't lead him, but a little bit. And then we'll work on tying. I'll video the tying. Sometimes the tying can be a little Western and it isn't something that you put on Facebook. A lot of people don't, but we're going to video it. We're going to see what it looks like with this particular horse. I don't think that he's going to have a lot to him. And then I'm going to come back in a minute after I get Dudley on the pole and we'll bring Lucille in, and I'll show y'all how I expect my horses to do with the halter. Lucille's a little farther along. Obviously, she's been here a little over 60 days. She is my Florida makeover horse. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, I want to show you something interesting. We've moved up here into the next pen with Dudley. There's Dudley. So this is the effectiveness of that target training on the forehead scratch. Now the horse, anytime he panics, it gives me his forehead. Puts his forehead there, puts his forehead there, puts his forehead there. That's a good sign. So we've moved up. We're in our next little pen where we tie, and we're going to tie. But this is a good chance for me to show you. I think where people messed up is they'll work on something like this. The horse will start giving, and now when I try and drive this horse, he just freezes up and gives me his head. There's a fine line on when you got to reinforce. You know, he's doing exactly what I taught him to do for the last 15-20 minutes. So it would be a mistake for me to drive this horse out a lot. But I just want to show you. You'll see. I'm going to put you down on the ground. Hopefully you'll be able to see. I'm going to walk up and watch this horse. He's going to be instantly. Put his forehead right in. Let's see where the best spot for you is. Maybe it's right here. Okay. Hold on. Let's see if we can get you. Nice camera work, right? So watch what this horse does. I'm going to go kind of to this side of him, to his right side, left side, and watch how fast. He's going to panic when I walk right up there, but watch what he does.
We're on an easy street.
Phone call.
And it feels.
All right, we're going to try it again. We didn't get a lot of panic, but watch. He's already learned, give me that forehead. This translates into me being able to halter the horse and bridle the horse later. So, I won't tie my horse on the pole that's over there. I'm going to go to drive him and watch. He's going to panic because he thinks all I want out of him is to touch that head. There we go. Got him going. Alright. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to turn you a little more. This. But he's still. Oh, yeah. And I'll turn you some more in a minute. Whoa. So. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for in my stage one. So we're going to try and get him on the post and get him tied. Easy. Fun with wild Mustangs. I'm going to turn you a little more and leave you on the ground where you can see the post. And we'll see. Now, tying these horses on a post. Whoa. Wow. Do not hard tie your Mustang on a post. I'm going to do a quick release hitch. I've got a eye bolt up there. I'm not going through the eye bolt. I'm going around the post. I've got a knife in case we get in a bind. We can cut the horse free. This cannot be a super bad experience. Now, a lot of times there's some kicking and bucking. The reason I do this is the horse can find a release where if you're hanging on the end of the rope, trying to drag around, you never get the release timing right. So he'll get tied here. He'll probably spook 3 or 4 times. Sit back on the halter, but he's going to learn real fast. Hey, step forward, be calm. So we'll tie him here. We're right outside my round pen. We'll bring Lucille down and go to work on her, and he'll stand here for about an hour, hour and a half. So let's turn you a little bit more. Oh, Dudley. All right. Let's, there we go. All right, there's old Dudley. We're gonna see how he does with the touching him on the head again, and then we're gonna tie him on that post right there. 18-foot lead. I'm only gonna tie him. Don't tie him where you can get a leg over. Tie him like you would tie to your trailer. You've got a lot of tail on the lead to where you can hit that hitch and get him loose if he gets in a wreck. Do not tie these horses and leave them unattended in a situation where they can get in a wreck, because then you're teaching the horse not to tie. So let's see what we can do. So first, right back again. Hey, there we go. So I might go right back in that nesting position. Oh, see? What you couldn't see is he come right back and put his head right back right here. This is the thing for him. There's some other little secret tricks to getting this done, but this is the basic of it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go back to that nesting position right here, and I'm gonna hold my hand out. Here, buddy. Come on. So I'm gonna reinforce. Come here. I'm one finger. All right. Ready to see some tying? So we're gonna go around my pole. Now we got some licking and chewing there, so I'm not gonna tie him just yet because I don't want it to be a fight. I want him to, as my buddy Wes Taylor says, have some dopamine. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put a hitch in this rope and let Dudley think on it. So what you'll see is I'm gonna be just this side of the camera against the fence, out of the way with the tail of the rope in case I need to get him loose. Guys, reference a video I shared a while back by Steve Bauer on hitches and knots. You would be well served to learn some of that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back, we're going to let him soak a minute, and then we're going to do some approach and retreat. When I think he's kind of quiet, we'll go get Lucille. I might stand up here in the shade. Just give it a minute. Licking and chewing. He'll test it in a minute. We got to aggravate an old baby horse up here. This thing is into everything. So before I leave this horse, I need to know that he's gonna be okay on the post. So we might do some approach and retreat. If he backs off, hits it, comes right back slack, or even if he sits back and it's not a big old fight, then I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna pop him loose if he sits back and he goes crazy, unless he's getting in a big old bind. I'm gonna give him a chance to figure it out on his own. So we'll come on up. Notice I go to the same spot every time because starting off, I really worked on that's the okay spot. That was the first spot he was okay with me. And you know, don't do scratching. Somebody told me one time, and I'm kind of fascinated with the rhythm of what you do. One of the first things these horses feel is their mother licking them. Well, their mother doesn't do this number or pat on them. Their mother does. Nice. So it's just like their mother licking them. Then I'll go over an eye. I'll go over another eye. Now, here's the thing. This horse's left side's the side that he likes to keep on me. That's the side he's got that eye on me. So you notice, okay over here, he's gonna be okay over there now too. We've not done anything on the right hand side of this horse. So I think where I'm going with this video is, if we had gotten in and the timing it allowed, this had probably been about day 1, day 2 work. you know, in the afternoon. I had to come in, done what we've done up until this point in the morning. So this is kind of your first 3 days in my program or so. And yes, you've seen me on them some. We're going to go as far as this horse will give me without it getting to be a big old fight. So we might be on today. After the tie-in, we'll go back and we'll start with a saddle pad. Feet, he's kind of funny about his feet. I put a rope on his foot. Don't get hung up on stuff, guys. So I know his feet's going to be a little bit of work. I've got 120 days. I'm going to move through a bunch of stuff, and I've got 120 days to work on his feet. So I'm going to get down here and I'm going to find what he's going to let me get accomplished as fast as I can. And then I'll come back and fix some other stuff. So we're just doing approach and retreat on there. Now I'm going to try and set him off a little bit. I'm going to go around on his right side. He does not like that. I haven't gotten very far. But before I go get Lucille, I want to know that this horse will sit back, kind of have a little panic. But he's going to figure it out and not get himself into a bind. I don't do a lot of the flagging on the pole at this first time tied. And the other thing this leads into with my tying, all my horses from now on, he won't eat unless he's tied on this post. We've got a hook here. We'll catch this horse up and we'll tie him. We'll catch him up, we'll halter him, and we'll tie him. He'll wear his rope halter right on, but we'll halter him with that other halter. Look here, guys. He's associating good things with that halter. That's why he won't be a problem to halter later on. All right, let's see if we can set him off. Oh, there we go. We're leaning on the post. Let's see. Is he going to figure it out? There we go. Couldn't ask for better than that. Lucille, when we did this, first time I set her off, she stood here and bucked in place for like 2 or 3 minutes. But it wasn't putting her in a bind. She just panicked and she found out that, you know, pull up and it'll be okay. Well, another thing with this tying, I've got a post in the middle of nowhere. Nothing for this horse to get on. Please don't do this on the side of a horse trailer or to a fence. You're going to get in a bind. And you stand it hurting your horse. I do have some friends. They will tie. I know how they tie. And they tie to a concrete wall. That's okay. But like a fence or something like that where the horse can get in, or a horse trailer, oh my God, that's bad. So we got some licking and chewing. Let's just go to that target area. One. All right, I'm going to step him up on the post. Or not. Alright, so obviously I can't let him win. Yeah.
We're on an easy street,
Looks like a bill cut.
and it feels so sweet.
Reject. Alright, I've got some slack here. I'm going to run up and grab Lucille. I'm going to let the footage roll a little bit to see what we get. Just so you can see after I've walked off. I'm not going to go back through my hitch in case he gets in a bind. I want to be able to get this horse loose as soon as I can get down here. He probably will act up a little bit. I've got to kind of climb through a gate in the stall right here. Go out to get, well, actually, I got to move some panels around to go get Lucille. So we're going to let this run. We're going to see what we get. I'm going to open the panels up, move some horses around, go get Lucille. Then I'll cut you off and we'll show you the haltering, how it's supposed to be 60 days in. All right, Dudley, do right. All right, let's let him simmer. How'd you do that, fruitcake? All right, I'm back. We had a little bit of a show. I think you got it. Another thing with these horses, you'll make a lot of progress, but then when you go back to catch them out the pen, they'll be hard to catch. I find that if I get my horses out, I go ahead and get them tying, that this helps a lot with that catching in the pen. What you can't see here is the way my corral system's set up is the round pen's just behind you. There's a haltering chute just to the right over here that dumps into this pen. So if I have to halter one, put a long rope on, and get it on the post if we've got the doctor one or something like that, or we can doctor them in the chute. And then to my left is the alleyway. Well, this alleyway goes up to the tack rooms, to the barn, and down here to the round pens, and then all the Mustang, a lot of Mustang pens on the other side. So it's a lot of traffic. So that's why I tie him here. Now, when he gets through this, you've seen pictures of Lucille on another post out in front of a gate, kind of in the corner of a courtyard with the barns. He'll go to there to eat after a few days here, because everybody's coming and going. It's back and forth. He's getting desensitized to tying, and I just think it helps. The other thing with this is that it makes the leading so much better. He's going to give the pressure so much better after this, and we'll try and do a video of before and after. You can see he's slack on the rope. He's calmed down, but I will come and go a bunch of times with this horse today. And then hopefully in the morning when we come down, we won't have to use our little hook to catch our lead to go to work. So I'm not just going to come in here and talk. I'm going to come in, I'm going to work the horse a little bit. So. Right to that same place. I'm going to go around the other side of him where he is comfortable. See, he puts his head right there to say hello. Another thing, guys, you're going to be tempted with a problem horse to work on your saddle pad, saddling, and stuff like this tied. Some people are. You're cheating yourself and you're cheating the horse, and it's going to come back to bite you. The ground tying, you really need that horse ground tying, grooming, and everything. I'm not saying I've never tied one and saddled them, but don't let this be a crutch. All right, Lucille is saying she's ready. Let's go do a little video with Lucille. Back in with Lucille. You can see we're in the round pen. All the commotion's gonna be right here. Dudley's soaking. He might set back. He's figuring it out. So Lucille was hard to catch for a while, and we've worked with her a bit. All right. So she's gonna face up. We're gonna go over here, and we're gonna set this camera down, and I'm gonna have to restart it facing the other way so I can line you up, but we want you to see Lucille, and you'll see she'll put her head right in the halter. All right, got you facing the right way. We're gonna pick our halter up. We're gonna see how Lucille halters. Guys, part of the reason I do this is one of the things in the Mustang makeover. We have to turn our horse loose in the handling and conditioning class. They judge the horse on the looks and the grooming, and then we have to go in and halter our horse. I probably scored a 2.5 or a 3 because I just went in and went right up and haltered my horse. So I'm really working on my game plan. We're shooting for a 5 on haltering and conditioning. It's tough competition. I don't want to leave a point anywhere. So I'm thinking we got her looking good enough. Let's see. if we can halter this sucker. Now, I didn't work her around at all. If she leaves me, I will work her and make her face up. I won't chase my horse down. So I said hello. I'm in the position. I'm going to drop my lead rope. Hold my head out. Alright. So this isn't perfect. All right, boys and girls, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, and we got some draw on her. All right, guys. I know that my stuff isn't Clinton Anderson, but I'm learning. I'm coming up with new things all the time. I appreciate everybody that watches me. Y'all wish us luck. I think that on Lucille right here might be my first chance at a top 10. She's a pretty mellow old horse, but she's got her quirks. Alright guys, I'm through playing around with video camera. I got some work to do. I'll bring you back with a Dudley update later in the day.